video is about what you can do to find yourself authentically, who you really are. And these next few points is curtailed for you to get on the path to understanding exactly who you are. The very first point that I have to make is that you have to understand you are a dumping ground for everybody in your life prior to you. For example, when you were born, you was born into a certain culture, household, family structure, and belief system, whether it was religious beliefs, social economic beliefs, but those systems became the core and the foundation of who you are, or what you will come to believe is your truth. You have to understand that is vital in order for you to understand where you're going. You have to take a look back at where you come from. So, with that being said, who are you? What is your beliefs and what is the beliefs that have been dumped into you? Let me give you an example. I grew up in a very religious household. My mom was Pentecostal. My dad was Jehovah's Witness. My grandparents were Baptists. And I grew up with many different beliefs as it relates to religion. Today, I stand as a person that doesn't believe in religion at all. I believe in spirituality. I believe there's a higher power. I believe in God. I do believe that there is an entity above us that has created us to be here. So I do believe that. But as far as the Institute of Religion or the Institute of Religious Practices, I no longer believe. It's not a bad thing. It's just I understand that all that was my foundation, and I needed it. I needed that foundation, and it helped me on my path to learning who I authentically am as it relates to my spiritual well-being, or as it relates to my spiritual beliefs. So understanding, what is your belief and what has been dumped into you. I'll give you another example. I come from a family where school wasn't really a big thing. It's not like my family didn't want us to, but we were dirt poor and didn't really have the means to go to school. Grew up in Harlem. My mom actually finished a couple of years of college, but it wasn't really poured into us like maybe another family that everybody went, mom, dad, grandparents, everybody went to school and followed the tradition of going to college. So I didn't have that in me, but it became my belief that I wanted to go higher in education, so therefore that's what I did. And I completed the highest degree of education, getting my doctorate. So some things are your beliefs, they're your foundation, but you can move from them. And it's very important to understand that because you're going to have an assignment to do, which is find out what is dumped into you and what is your beliefs, okay? The next point is have a serious conversation with yourself. And I mean a serious conversation. People say don't talk to yourself. That's not true. Talk to yourself, all right? Have this conversation with yourself. What is your beliefs on religion? What is your beliefs on relationships? What is your beliefs on societal issues or concerns? Understand why you believe what you believe, why you think the way that you think. Where did it come from? Where did it stem from? And again, it's going to come back to something that was probably handed to you. But you have to make sure that what was handed to you is actually your authentic truth and what you want to believe for the rest of your life. For example, I grew up to believe that I should be Democrat. Why? Because everybody else is Democrat. All black people were Democrats. And I don't mean that literally, but I'm being facetious when I say it. But growing up in Harlem and understanding politics wasn't really high on our queue. However, as I got older and started to understand and comprehend things, it was just a norm. If I was a person of color, most likely I was going to be Democrat, But I grew up again and believe that's not necessarily my belief. Why am I following something that a masses of people is doing because of the color of my skin or because that's what everybody else believes I should be doing? I have learned and come to believe that I wish there weren't no political parties, but there is. But it doesn't mean that I'm going to go vote Democrat every time. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean I'm going to vote Republican every time or even independent every time. It just means I don't believe in the parties. That's just me. Okay? So understand, in order to do that understanding, you have to have some conversations with yourself. And a lot of times when you have conversations with your friends and family members, you start to see, I don't necessarily agree with everything my family believes. That's not my belief. And it's okay. Some people are taught that someone else's lifestyle is wrong, for example. oh, that person wants to be a blue collar worker instead of a corporate worker. That's not this family. This family, everybody goes into corporate. Everybody works, and everybody, becomes president, vice president, CEO, whatever. You may come up in that kind of household or that kind of setting, whereas you might come up in a household where you blue collar worker. You work for the city that you live in, or you give back. You work for nonprofits, or whatever that is. If that's your belief, then so be it. It's what you want to do. But if you follow your heart, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be something that was handed to you. Blue collar work is blue collar work. I happen to retire from blue collar work as a police officer, so I know what blue collar work is. I also work corporate, so I have been on both sides of the spectrum. And guess what? Danny said, I'm not supposed to be on either side of those. I'm supposed to work for Danny, helping people like you live their best authentic life. I understand that's my calling. Now that I know that, now that I'm clear on who I am and what I was designed and created to do, it's easy for me to make that decision. But you got to have these conversations with yourself, really serious conversations about how you feel about politics, religion, spirituality, even social, norms that doesn't necessarily have to do with you, but why do you believe the things that you believe? Why is your basis, the basis that it is? So you got to have that conversation with yourself, okay? The next thing you have to do, number 3, is you have to understand your strengths, your weaknesses, your fears, also your dreams, your desires, etc. Okay? Are you an organized person? Are you a person that is a go-getter and you take on a project and you create it and make it your own and you roll with it? Are you good on time? Are you good on time management? What are your strengths? Are you an excellent writer? Your strengths also include your skill set. So are you an artist? Are you a poet? Are you a singer, a dancer? Whatever those things are, what are your strengths? What is it that you can use and do almost effortlessly, and it comes almost natural to you? Those are your strengths. Find out what your strengths are. Write them down. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Are you a procrastinator? I'm the biggest procrastinator on earth, I swear. I think I am. But I have learned to get above my procrastination, ways by working on them, but you got to know what they are in order to work on them. So I had to be honest with myself and say, hey, Danny, you're a procrastinator. You'll wait to the very last minute to do something. I did that throughout my whole collegiate career, all the way through my doctorate. I'll wait to the last minute to get something done. And I just decided in the professional life, I don't want to do that no more. So I have to work harder to make sure that I don't procrastinate, okay? But what are your weaknesses? You know them. Be honest with yourself. Even if you have a problem telling the truth, that's a weakness. If you're a person that don't speak the truth, that's a weakness. Find out what that weakness is and be honest with yourself. Look in that mirror and say, hey, this is a weakness for me. I don't necessarily like it. I don't want to do it. And you change it. Thought by thought, day by day, one situation at a time. That's how you change. What are your fears? What are you fearful of? Your fears is actually what stop you from living your best authentic life. It's very important, guys. Your fears is what stops you from living your best authentic life and manifesting the desires of your heart. It's fear that stops us. Fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of success. Believe it or not, that's a real fear. Fear of money. If you didn't have any all your life and then you come into some, you may have a fear of it. So know what your fears are because they are blocking you from living your authentic life, okay? Write them down. It helps. What are your dreams? What do you aspire to be with your life? What is your calling? What is your purpose on life? That's very important to understand. And if you don't know what your purpose is, you can always join the Truth Whisperer team, and I will help you find out what your purpose is, what your destiny is. All right? Just hit me below with a comment, and I will email you or inbox you and go back and forth with you as far as joining the Truth Whisperer team. All right? So what are your dreams? What are your desires? What do you desire and aspire in life? All right? The next thing is a very, very important point. You're probably going to think I'm, a little off the rocker for this one. Learn how to love spending time with yourself. It's okay to hang out with friends. It's okay to hang out with your boo. It's okay to, hang out with your children and family. But learn to spend time with yourself. You find out the most incredible things about you when you're spending time with you. Spend time with yourself. Enjoy loving and giving and sitting with yourself. You will thank me later. All right? Spend time with yourself. Go take yourself out to the movies. Go take yourself out to dinner. Go sit and just think. Go to the park, take a walk, get on your bike and ride your bike out. Get on your roller skates and roll out. Whatever. Sit on the pond, which is what I really want to do, and go fishing. Just spend time with you. Okay? A lot of things that I'm talking about is going to come to you in your alone time when you're spending time with you. Okay? Last point to finding out who you are and learning who you are is to write your own biography. And it's going to include, again, your belief systems. Like, for example, are you a person that loves to give back to the community? Do you spend holidays giving back to others? Write that down. That's part of who you are. It's a part of something that's coming from the heart center. Okay? Are you a person that loves animals? Do you believe in the good of most people? Do you believe that most people are innately good? Or do you believe that people are innately bad? Whatever it is that you believe. But write your own biography. And in this biography, it's going to include all the things I mentioned earlier. What has been dumped into you? What have you severed and realized that's not your truth? What is your truth? Who are you? Meaning internally, your strengths, your weaknesses, your characteristics. Are you a person that gets upset very easily? Are you a person that's laid back? But it's very important to get to know who you are and spend time with yourself. So when your biography, you're going to write down the things that you love to do with yourself. Those are my steps, guys, and I hope that this helps you on your path to finding out who you are. Please share with me the successes and even the challenges that you've had trying to do, finding out on this quest to finding out who you are. I would love to hear your feedback. I would love to hear your comments. If you like this video, please, guys, share it. Share it. Please subscribe if you haven't. Let me know how I'm doing. I'm out here trying to help you live your best authentic life, as the feedback and all of that lets me know exactly if I'm on the right path. I thank you for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, and please share. All right? Again, if you want to get on that Truth Whisperers tribe, it's 3 different tiers. I'm about to announce it on YouTube and on my social media. But for the meantime, in between time, if you want to get more information on it, please hit me down with a comment, and I'll be sure to get back to you. All right, until the next video.